Hi everyone, it's Matt at Bentley-Walls photography.com. This is a what is in my bag vlog. I'm going to get it out of the way because it's a vlog that a lot of people seem to be interested in. To be fair, the story behind this bag is interesting as opposed to what's in it. More so, I think. This is a Fogg camera bag. Fogg. It's a little company run by a lovely couple in France. I'm not quite sure where in France. And when I was in the market for a bag, I did what everybody does. I Googled. I'd heard of the Billinghams of the world, really good bags. And I stumbled across the company Fogg. I approached Fogg I didn't approach them. I looked at their website, and to be honest, their website isn't all that up to date, or they do different colors and they change the fabrics depending on what is there at any given time. Something along those lines. Sorry if I've got that wrong. It's a very personal company. It's a very lovely, non-corporate company. These bags are all handmade. And so if you order a bag, it takes quite a while for it to come through. But the quality is sumptuous. And of course, with anything that's lovely quality comes a price tag. So, as I said, I sort of had a look to see how much they were. I tried to work out the size I wanted, and I realised that actually it was out of my price range. And then I kind of thought laterally, and I thought, hey, what if they've got a return or a seconds bag or something? So I emailed them and asked them, had they got a seconds bag or something along those lines? And I got a lovely email back saying, no, unfortunately, they don't have seconds because they're handmade. You know, it never happens. And so I kind of thought, okay, never mind. I tried, as you do. And then I got another email from them about a month or two later saying that a gentleman, a customer of theirs, basically he had bought this bag. He had bought this bag, this very bag from them, and it had been stolen. It had subsequently turned up, I don't know how long later, with the contents stolen. And I guess the people that stole it didn't realise what an amazing bag it was, and they just dumped it. So it was returned to the gentleman. I won't mention his name because he doesn't know I'm doing this vlog. Other than to say it was a Dutch gentleman, such a lovely guy. He got back in touch with Fogg and said, do you know anybody that would appreciate one of your bags? Because he had already ordered another bag. He actually needed a larger bag anyway. So he'd got his bag. This had been returned to him. He didn't need it. Did they know of anybody that would appreciate a nice Fogg bag secondhand? And they thought of me. How lovely. I mean, how sweet. Anyway, we kind of exchanged emails, and I ended up we were talking with each other, the Dutch chap and myself. And he was describing it to me and putting objects and sending me photographs of it to give me a sense of size. And everything about it just looked perfect. Absolutely perfect. And then we got onto the subject of money, and I said, you know, how much? And he said, accept it as a gift. He said, I tell you what, send me one of your photographs and I'll be happy. And I did. He wouldn't even pay for postage. I mean, I was kind of embarrassed, really. But he said, I'd much rather it go to somebody who'd really appreciate it than put it online and sell it online for, you know, prop up the big multinationals. So what a lovely gesture, what a lovely man, what a lovely thought. And this is the bag. And yeah, it's a little beaten up, but you know what? It's as solid as a rock. And I would imagine it will be for the remainder of my life at least. It's a beautiful bag. It's leather trimmed throughout, brass. Got these lovely brass, whatever they're called, studs. They're not studs, are they? But you know what I mean. All the way throughout, these lovely, gorgeous, quick release, easy tassels, so you can access the bag really quickly if you need to. And it's just perfect for me. It carries everything I need. Around the back of the bag, it's got a zip compartment. I don't use that, but you've got some more room in there if you do. Oh, there is something in it. Oh, it's a invoice and a instruction manual. Don't need that in there, but hey, didn't realise it was in there. Lovely, really well made strap that's, I mean, perhaps the pictures aren't showing you exactly how lovely this is. You know, when you feel it, you can see it's really, you can see and feel that it's really good quality. You've obviously got the strap there, the padding, nice, well thought out strap there. And there's something about this bag that it's kind of weird. I don't know how they do it. It's obviously the design, but when you sort of move it, you know, you plonk it down and it just goes straight up and it doesn't topple over. No matter how much kit you've got in or in what part of the bag you've got it in, it doesn't ever lose. I don't want to do it too much because it's going to rock the camera, but it just falls. I'll do it once. There you go, sorry. It just seems to fall upright. It wants to be upright, so it doesn't keep on sagging over, and it's rigid. It's just a beautiful design. This strap goes all the way around the bag, underneath. Hopefully you can see that, and then back up the other side. And again, you've got a lovely brass fastening there. I keep mine on full extension. And another lovely thing about this is that as you're wearing it, you've got it over one shoulder or two shoulders. It seems to just hug your body. It just seems to mold to it. It's, again, I don't know how they do it. It's they've put a lot of design and thought into this bag. This, I believe, don't quote me, but I think it's the E flat. If you go to their website, it's the E flat. They do all sorts of different bags, different shapes and sizes. So yeah, I mean, literally, I don't know how many off the top of my head, but I would imagine something like 25 or, and I think they actually make bags to order. I believe, I think they did. I'm not sure if they do now, but I think they did at one time, and they probably still do. But again, don't quote me on that. But this is just a beautiful bag. The fact that it's beaten up a bit, to me, is just an advantage, because it doesn't scream new, it doesn't scream loud. Although it's a beautiful bag, it doesn't scream, this is a really expensive bag. I mean, it kind of does, but it's just this sort of muted grey colour, so it looks like it's, you know, not hot off the press. And anyway, it just suits my purposes to a T. Getting on with what is in the bag, I should also say that inside, even though this is sort of pretty, you know, knocked around on the outside, the inside was absolutely pristine. It was like new. I got it cleaned anyway, sort of disinfected it with a bit of spray and what have you, but it was absolutely like new on the inside. And it is beautiful, beautiful materials. You've got to sort of feel and touch this bag to really realise how amazing it is. It's got a membrane as well, so it's sort of you know, rain resistant or something along those lines. It's obviously not going to be completely and utterly 100% waterproof because water could get in the sides, even though they're, you know, this lovely design of these folding sides that again help to keep the water out. But it is a stunningly gorgeous bag, without being ostentatious, if you know what I mean. So I think a lot of the Billinghams look very expensive. I won't say better quality, but they look very expensive compared to this. This looks expensive when you examine it close up, but it doesn't sort of shout loud at you. Anyway, I'll move on. I think the quality of these are, well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I've not come across a nicer quality bag than this photography bag. I just haven't. Anyway. So the main compartment here, you've got many compartments, and you've got a flap just here to sort of that just closes down, that houses the main camera, I guess. The lovely little leather tab, like so. You just pop that down. Nothing actually in there at the moment because I moved stuff. Oh, there is. Sorry, beg your pardon. So that is my M10. I keep in with a 35mm Summicron. That just goes into the side compartment. I also am a big fan of these. These are just little silicone sachets, if you like, that I just put a couple in each compartment, one in each compartment, and they just absorb moisture. So it's great that, you know, if you're keeping moisture away from your lenses and your cameras, always a good thing. In the other compartment, I have my film camera, my MP, which, yeah, it's got the 50mm Summicron lens on at the moment. That pops away nicely. The other lovely thing about these bags is they actually put a code number on them so they can tell exactly who's got what bag. So in this case, when it did get stolen, they could actually verify whose bag it was. You know, it's like a handwritten record that they keep. Just beautiful. I keep a flash in that. I don't think I've used this for years. I should probably check the battery to make sure it's not corroded. But yeah, the SF24D flash. Don't use it, but you just never know. I just like to have a flash in case. I never use them because I just don't, you know, for me it's all about available light. It just always has been, always will be. But I don't know, occasionally somebody asks you to do something and you feel obliged just to, you know, give them what you think that they might need. You know, a friend or some, you know, whatever. The flash is there, it might be useful. What else? I literally you've got these gorgeous little pockets down here that really work nicely. These just one on top of the other, one on top of the other within this compartment. And within that, I just keep some anti-bac gel. Just believe in a bit of hygiene. I don't use most of them. Keep a little brush in there just to keep dust off. Give the cameras a dust down occasionally. What else? Nothing in there, I don't think. No. Put some. No. So that's that for that. Within the main compartment, the main housing compartment, I have my Sandisk extra cards. I just like to keep them in little pouches so that they're all together. Don't have to, you know, they're not flopping around the bag. And if I should finish one, I can have a used and a non-used. Yeah, just spare digital cards. I have in this compartment maybe I'll come on to that. I have flash batteries, spare flash batteries. Got rather a lot of flash batteries, considering I don't even use a flash. I think I bought them all at once at one time. But anyway, yeah, probably reduce a bit of weight there. Anyway, that's that. And then you've got these two little compartments here. And in here I have a couple of monochrome batteries. I've got a monochrome camera, so the M9 type fitting. And in this section I have two more M10 batteries. Keep them in these front pockets just so I can reach them really easily. So I have 3 in total, which is kind of overkill really, but I'd rather have more than less, if you see what I mean. It's just peace of mind, isn't it? And then for the MP, I just have a couple of light meter batteries. I can use it perfectly well without, but I just have a couple there so that, you know, you're in the middle of nowhere. And that kind of is it, I believe. That said, so I don't know whether, oh, and I have a spare little thumbs doobry here that I occasionally use. I don't know why. Most of the time I don't, but sometimes I do. Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, this is my bag that I carry my stuff in when I'm on the move. But typically, if I'm out on the street doing street photography of any description, I don't take this out with me. I think I'm a bit weird in that respect. I think most photographers take the camera and the camera bag. You know, people say to me, oh, yeah, but, you know, where'd you put your camera when you finish shooting? Well, I don't finish shooting until I go home. Okay, when I go home, or I go back to wherever I'm staying that night, I just bring the camera and put it back in the bag, which I've left there. And that's how it is for me. If I'm out shooting, the last thing, it's like a two-pronged thing. When I'm out shooting with a camera, I don't want to be labelled or pigeonholed or earmarked by anybody. You know, I don't want anybody thinking, oh, there's a photographer. He must be a photographer. He's got a camera bag. Oh, is he a professional photographer? I don't want any of that. And the second thing is, I don't want a weight over my shoulder while I'm shooting. You know, that I'm having to sort of counteract while I'm trying to lift a camera, and God, no. You know, I mean, that's the last thing I want. And there's another reason as well, that I guess if I'm shooting and I'm with this, I've got this over my shoulder, it's going to be behind me. I'm going to be constantly thinking, oh, you know, is there anybody behind me? Is there anybody maybe dipping into the bag when I'm not looking, while I'm concentrating on looking that way? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But people say, oh, well, where'd you put it when you're going home? Well, you know, over my shoulder, so that it's there. I mean, everybody's got cameras these days. It's not like, I don't know. You know, if I'm that concerned, then I'll maybe just put it over my shoulder and then put my jacket on over the camera, so it's out of sight. But it's still over my shoulder. I can still access it if I need it. You know, it's there. I can just bring it up. It's in a bag. I've got to undo the bag, take it out again, and, you know, where did I leave it? What settings? Anyway, that's just me. That, you know, I completely understand. There's no right or wrong. It's just what I do. Yeah, I just can't even conceive of taking a bag out with me. You know, if I need extra bits, what do I need? What do I need? I need a film. That's small. That can go in a pocket. I might need a battery. take a battery out, that's big. That can go in my change pocket in my jeans. I might take a battery out for the MP in case the battery for the meter goes. They're like tiny. And an SD card. You don't need a big bag for that. You know, I'm sorry, you just don't. I don't get it, you know, but each to their own, I guess. You know, it's horses for courses, as they say. So that's what's in my camera bag. Wow, big deal. I also take, actually, when I'm in really hot climates, I take a couple of filters. I actually put 2 in one box here. I just screw them together. I've got a yellow, not that you can tell, I've got a yellow and a red there, just screwed together. It just saves space and weight. Boom, sorted. So that's what's in my bag. I don't know if that's interesting or not really. I mean, anyway, yeah, I hope it was interesting. I was going to come on to these little things. I have the MP, and I was told before I got it that it was kind of important to get one of these. And I personally think they're a waste of money. They're for the rewind mechanism. When you finish the film, you just kind of lift that up. If I show you, probably easy to show you, yeah. So that's the rewind lever, and you lift it. Once you've moved the rewind thing over here across, you then rewind. Boom, 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 boom. But people say, well, oh, it's difficult to do, it's difficult to do. I don't find that difficult to do at all. In fact, I've tried it with both. I've tried putting one of these on. I mean, the idea is that you put that on like so, you tighten it, and then you lift it, boom, I can't because it's not screwed down. You tighten it, and then lift this thing, and you've got it's easier to rewind film. I'd like to give somebody a race, because in essence, what you've got is this tiny little thing that lifts up, which is supposed to be able to, it's supposed to give you better ability to turn the wheel. And I don't think that's true at all. I think that's far, far better. You've got both fingers there, you can just, and I don't know whether it's a bit of a fashion thing or something. I mean, for me, that's a perfect design. It's also more reliable than M7s and the Leicas that have the 45-degree, you know, again, a lift wheel mechanism. I just find them very awkward. Maybe I've just got big fingers or something. But yeah, the 45-degree ones are prone to snapping a little bit after time because of the angle. This is just a bolt, a solid bolt that fits down. There's nothing to break off. It's just good to go every single time. So yeah, I mean, and Leica don't make these anymore. You can get them. You can buy them, but they're expensive. I mean, it's just a tiny bit of metal. They're not very heavy, so if you do like them, there's no problem. But I don't get them really. You know, a lot of people use them. A lot of people do use them. But for me, you know, I think they're about £100. Total waste of money, in my opinion. But hey, that's just me. That's just me. People do use them. People seem to think they're really good. I would actually really like to do a vlog just on these things. So rewind a film, time myself with this, bang, 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 bang. I bet you I am far quicker doing it this way than myself or even somebody else side by side with one of these on trying to do it with this. I genuinely, honestly think that. This is just a lovely, lovely... People go, oh, it's awkward. It's not awkward at all. I don't get that. I'm not sure what they mean by that. It's solid, it's precise. You don't get any spring back. whereas you do with these for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but it's just exact, a very precise movement. It's beautiful. Finish, pop it down. That's just me. So, wasted quite a bit of money there. I could sell them, I suppose. Yeah, just thought I'd sort of mention that. I don't know why. It's in my bag. I don't know why they're in my bag. I don't use them. So anyway, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, hope that was interesting as well. I just sort of tagged it on as an extra to a what's in my bag vlog. So no, that's a good thing or a bad thing, really. But you've got it whether you like it or not. So anyway, thanks very much for stopping by, and see you for the next one. Cheers for now.